We've done it! Yeah, boy! Listen, okay? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're talking about a pretty much just a reveal that we are getting another Lady of Lament. I am extremely hyped. It is a V-Jump promo in the OCG, so we'll get this imported somewhere else down the line. I'd like to think because it's an actual specific archetype card, they'll be a little bit quicker about importing it rather than like waiting 2 years. It really shouldn't take more than a year to get this, hopefully even less than that, but still, yeah, I mean, it's just straight up confirmed to be a Lady of Lament. We'll read through this real quick. Her design is cool. Her design is different. She is definitely not like a smaller version of any of the other ones, I don't think. So she looks like a newer one. She looks younger too than the other ones as well, I would say, but whatever. This is a 5,000-year-old demon by the guy who released this, or whatever they put in the V-Jump thing. She's obviously a level 3 Dark Fiend. We do not know her effects yet, but let's go through it real quick. So this is one of the following. It's either Loris, Lorith, Rolorith, or Rolith. Lady of Lament, Dark Fiend, level 3, of course. The name will be localized to whatever sound right, whatever. It's just, you know, translating it is a little bit awkward. It could end up being a couple different things. As for the rest, it is structured the same as Lady of Lament, Lilith, Alice, and Malice. So it is definitely a Lady of Lament, which is so huge. Doesn't even need to be a Lady of Lament unless we get, excuse me, unless we get a card later on that like specifically summons Lady of Lament. So it could just be even better. The other thing they make note of here is they mentioned that it works very well with cards from the deck build pack Tactical Masters. This is most likely the Labyrinth theme, just because we've already seen what Valiance and the Rune archetypes do, and they don't really particularly work with anything Lair of Darkness. And as we go here, this also got revealed last night. Not cards yet for this archetype. I'm actually very excited to see this one, especially with this information. Some minor details about each theme revealed. So moving here, it is a castle riddled with traps. So one thing I will say is Alice is really cool, but she doesn't really have a ton of trap synergy. I mean, the new one that just came out in Battle of Chaos in the TCG, she can like summon herself by banishing a trap from grave, or hand, I think, which is fine, but that's not real synergy with traps. So this one's saying that it has synergy with stuff that from the Labyrinth theme is really interesting, because now we have like pretty much confirmation. You know how Konami is with you know, they're pretty literal sometimes. Like they wouldn't just say traps and then not have it be a trap deck. So if this is a trap deck, that makes me think she has an actual good like trap synergy effect. We know that Malice missed the mark. It has trap synergy, but because it tributes 2 monsters, it's just asking too much, and it's just not worth it, in my opinion, to play. Maybe you could try playing one of it. I haven't had the greatest success with it, but this card obviously changes that. The princess's tricks are always perfect. Shirogane no Shiro no Labyrinth, or Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. So nothing too huge, but like just confirming that it's already has trap synergy. Could be really good. Could be so good if they just like literally make this Malice, but for only 1 tribute. This card would be so nice. But we'll see. There's other information here, but it's nothing too crazy, since we've already seen Mr. Rune get all revealed except for 1 card, and same thing with Valiance. Like, we already know what these archetypes are about for the most part. We're just now waiting on the Labyrinth archetype here to get actually revealed. But this is just so huge. I mean, I just recorded my deck profile last night for Lair of Darkness post Battle of Chaos, because we actually, since the last time I've done it, we actually have a lot of good stuff. And in the video I mentioned that, like, honestly, we don't even need full-on Lair of Darkness support. Like, any level 4 Dark Fiend that comes out, that could be support for Lair of Darkness. Any level 3 Dark Fiend that comes out, that could be Lair of Darkness support. Any high level 2000 offensive monster that's kind of generic. We got Lord of the Heavenly Prison. That ended up being like specifically really good because it protects your back row, and that's one of the weaknesses of Lair, but that ended up being really good. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, there's just so many different ways things can end up working. Any generic trap card or generic trap engine that becomes really interesting for LAIR, and so on and so forth. There's just like so many different ways LAIR can get support without it just being actual LAIR support, which is a really big thing. And now that we're getting like specific LAIR support, I'm pumped. I'm extremely excited. The one section of pause I have here is, listen, I'm not gonna front with you. The V-Jump promos have not been extremely great as so far. I mean, way back when we had Summon Sorceress and Link Karibo and like legit awesome generic cards. Now some of them are like technically generic to like certain types. We got like the weird Winged Beast card, we got the Zombie card, and they're fine. They're not bad by any means, but they're not great. And I think Konami does that on purpose. They don't want there to be like a horrible, they don't want there to be like really tough access to get one card, and then like the card becomes extremely expensive, and it's pretty much just horrible to try and get your hands on until it gets reprinted. But this is a specific archetype, and it's not like the most popular archetype of all time. So I'm gonna stay optimistic, right? Because they only need to make this like synergistic with what LAIR wants to do. They don't need to make this a generic awesome card. I mean, I've been trying to think about what I want to see from this card. If it's just tour guide for specifically Lady of Laments, but it doesn't negate their effects, then obviously this card's insane. Like, what if it has an effect for like when this card's normal or special summon a Lady of Lament from your deck, it isn't negated, and maybe it has another effect that if it's tributed, you get another something. Maybe you can add something back from grave. Maybe you can add a normal trap from your grave back to your hand, or something. You know what I mean? I'm very curious where things go here, and also, to be honest, depending on how things go, this card having synergy with Labyrinth could maybe set up for Labyrinth being played with Lair of Darkness normally. I mean, it just depends how close the synergy is, what specifically is keeping these synergies together. If it's trap based, I mean, who knows? Who fucking knows? We'll see. But really interested. Cannot wait to see on that. It'll probably be a couple weeks before we actually get this revealed, but that is fine by me. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it from here today, guys. Of course, absolutely, let me know in the comment section down below what exactly do you want this card to do, ideally for what LAIR needs. Now, I always play the control version of LAIR. Your best card is Lilith. Lilith fetches traps. I don't know why you would ever want to play this deck going second when your best card is a card that gets you really slow cards. Like, and you want to go second also? Like, no. That doesn't really make sense to me. But for a control version, I want either like another starter that's like maybe just better, more targeted than Tour Guide, being like getting you access to, you know, Lilith. Like, because a card that gets you Lilith where it's not negated is so good because then you already have, even if you don't have LAIR, you have a way to tribute a monster without even having to go any further. So like, even without having ties, without having LAIR, this one card could get you potentially Lilith. Lilith tributes this, and if this card has an extra effect when it's tributed, then like even more value. But like, you just have so many ways, like that would just make it so much nicer, so much easier for you to get like double value off of Lilith. And I think that, I don't think that should be understated. So let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see from this card, and also let me know what you want to see from this. But we'll probably get this pretty soon. But yeah, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff from me, specifically Lair of Darkness stuff. But I do everything anyway, so whatever, everything Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm out.